Hi guys, welcome back to How to Nail It, a series where I show tutorials on all things nails. You request a tutorial in the comments. Today I'm going to be showing y'all my most highly requested tutorial, and that is how to do a 3D flower. I'm so sorry that this has taken so long, but let's get to it. First, obviously, you will need your nail. I just painted it this green color to make it stand out more so that y'all could see what I was doing better. And then of course your 3D gel. This is my favorite 3D gel that I use, but honestly it doesn't really matter as long as it has this type of consistency. Then you'll need some silicone tools. This is my favorite shaped one for flowers, but honestly you can use any. This has a little angle. This one is flat like this, and then this one is pointy like this. Also, ignore the background noise. My roommates are screaming about something. I'm not sure what they're screaming about. And then last thing, this is my little secret hack that'll make it a lot easier. I feel like a big issue is getting the gel to actually stick to the nail. So what we are going to do is we're going to put down a layer of base coat. I've tried matte top coats, regular top coats, and nothing has worked to make it stick as well as a base coat. This is just the One by Bottle ones, but honestly it doesn't really matter. Okay, first what I'm just going to go in with is just an even layer of base coat. And again, this is just going to help our 3D gel to stick a lot better. You don't really need to do a lot, just a little bit to kind of make it nice and tacky. And then we're going to cure as the bottle instructs. Now that our nail is nice and cured, we're just going to set her aside and we are going to start working with our gel. Now, you guys, please do not touch your gel with your bare hands. Please don't do it. I know that some creators do it. Please don't do it. Normally I wear gloves, but I'm just not going to touch it at all today. But I like to just put it onto the table. You don't need too much. This is honestly the amount that I'm using. A little goes a long way. I think the biggest issue is using too much or too little, so I use about this much. And then I like to use this little flat end, but sometimes I just use my finger if I'm wearing gloves, to roll it into a ball. And now once it's rolled into a ball, I like to just kind of roll it out into a log. And I'm doing this because then I'm going to cut the log into 5 even pieces. And I feel like this helps me to get even pieces easier than if I were to get 5 little balls out of the container. This just ensures that they will all be even. Okay, now that it looks like this, I'm just going to zoom in just a tad. There we go. I'm just going to cut it into 5 little pieces. 1, 2, 3. Uh-oh. 4, 5. Okay. And then we're gonna roll these into some lovely balls. Okay, now that we have our 5 little balls, we're going to put them onto our nail. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Notice how the gel just stuck to the nail with ease. That is what the base coat helped us to do, which is amazing. And so now that we have them placed down, this is kind of where stylistic input comes into play because there are all different types of 3D flowers. As I already showed y'all, I like to use multiple different ends of the little silicone tool. These two are my favorite, especially this one. But honestly, you can work with what you have. But first, I like to push them down. This flower looks a little silly because the nail is so big. But I like to just use nails that I don't use a ton. Now we're going to go in with our little pointy side of our silicone tool. And I like to press in and then out. Press in and then out. In and then out. In and then out. In and then out. Voila, here's how she looks. If you maybe want to give your petals some more of a point at the end, you can just kind of mess with them. Just really how you want it to look and kind of what you're going for. Okay, and there's our other option. So yeah, there are so many different little flower options that you can do. But what I showed you was just kind of how to figure out how to make it even, how to put it onto the nail, etc. But now I'm just going to place her in the lamp and she is good to go. Yeah, I hope that was so very helpful. Comment if y'all have any other questions. Bye, guys.